give me 9? Or won't you give me 9? Give me 6 plus 3, give me 7 plus 2, give me 8 plus 1, give me 9. Now here's your 9 at 9.
All right, number 9. Starting next month, the Hong Kong government will be giving away about 500,000 plane tickets to foreign tourists. It's part of a new campaign to bring in more tourism. The campaign is called Hello Hong Kong. Officials say there will be no quarantine, no isolation, no COVID restrictions, and visitors are invited to enjoy the hustle and bustle of Asia's world city. People here in the States can apply for the free tickets beginning May 1st. For more information, check out HongKongAirport.com.
All right, number 8. Here's an update to a story we told you about last week. Sheetz, the company out of North Carolina with a strict dental hygiene rule, is changing its policy. According to old rules, employees were prohibited from having missing or broken or badly discolored teeth. It was known by workers and former workers as the SMILE policy. They called it discriminatory and classist. So the company has decided to abolish the policy for good to create an environment that is inclusive and supportive of all employees. I don't know about that.
What if you make it inclusive by paying for all of them to go to a dentist?
Yeah,
That's
now
pretty
that would be
inclusive.
nice.
Right.
Good dental
Yes.
plan.
Right?
What if in the NBA, what if we want to have it inclusive and you get, a 390-pound, 3'4" guy out there? That's not gonna.
I'm just trying to imagine
I know the analogy
physics
isn't
of
quite
that.
right.
Yeah.
How that would work.
At what
Yeah.
point are we trying to,
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's complicated,
It
but I got a
is.
point.
Yeah.
I do have a point.
I only speak from the position of someone who, whenever he gets gas, wants somebody with good teeth checking him out. It's very important to me when I get gas.
You want to feel like, this is a place.
And-
Be like
and
going to a
speaking-
trainer that's 500 pounds overweight. Would you go to that
I
person?
don't know. But all I know is Pat is someone who gets gas. He wants to go to the Sheets.
Yeah, as fast as possible. Nice, Robin.
Yeah, I
Thank
like
you.
that she's finally getting down on our level. We got one more to go.
Yeah, we're almost
Raid
there.
is complete.
Yeah.
Number 7, when you say Hawaiian Island, most people can recite the major ones. Oahu, Maui, the Big Island, Kauai, but there is a forbidden island. It's farthest west, and it's called Niihau. You can get there by helicopter, but you can't land. It's not allowed. A woman bought the entire island from Hawaii's king more than 150 years ago for 10 grand with the provision that tourists not be allowed to set foot on it. And to this day, her descendants still prohibit visitors.
All right.
The family member who is the current caretaker has been credited for keeping numerous Hawaiian plants from becoming
That's nice.
extinct.
So there's at least one person that's living there, right? If there's a caretaker. Boy, what's that like? Living on an island all by yourself.
Paradise.
Yeah, that's right.
That's like.
Number 6, the hunt is on for buried treasure in a Dutch village in the spring of 1945, a few weeks before liberation of the Netherlands from Nazi occupation. Some German soldiers buried 4 ammunition boxes filled with gold, jewelry, watches, and other valuable gems. Another soldier was watching them in secret, and he drew a treasure map. Not much is known about those soldiers or the man who drew the map. The map had been locked up in the Dutch archives until now. It's no longer classified, so it's been released to the public. Now hundreds of people are coming to this small town about an hour outside Amsterdam to try and get their hands on the treasure, if there is one. Some locals believe the map was made up just to fool people.
Those are fun things.
Yeah.
Exciting.
All right, number 5. There's some history behind this.
I was looking at a box of Hot Pockets. They have a warning printed on the side. So, warning, you just bought Hot Pockets. Hope you're drunk or heading home to a trailer. You hillbilly, enjoy the next NASCAR event. Hot Pockets.
Jim Jim Gaffigan, the comedian there, has some great jokes about Hot Pockets. But 40 years ago, two brothers from Iran had a dream. After immigrating to the United States and getting business degrees, they started working on a recipe for easy-to-prepare Belgian waffles. In 1977, they started a food company. They earned millions marketing their waffles to restaurants and coffee shops. Then they decided they wanted a lunch and dinner item, so their company came up with the packaging sleeve and dough formula that would keep their calzone-like sandwiches crispy even after they were cooked in a microwave. It was originally called a Tasty Witch, and they just sold them to restaurants. Well, they changed the name, then sold the company to Nestle in 2002, and the rest is history. There are now 50 varieties of Hot Pockets. Well, isn't that a great story?
Yeah. We don't know what they sold it for. Huh?
Yeah, that was
No, that would have been good. A lot of money, I'm
I
betting.
do love a good Hot Pocket, though.
I haven't had one in a long time.
But boy.
Yeah. All right, number 4. This is the Stadio Miazza soccer stadium in Milan, and check that out. The walkways are spiral, and the motion of the people walking creates an illusion that the whole thing is rotating.
It's not rotating?
It's not rotating, the people are moving.
What?
Doesn't that get you a little dizzy?
It's making me real dizzy.
It's like hocus pocus is what that is.
That is something.
Magic.
All right, number 3, even if you don't watch soap operas, you probably recognize this guy. His character is Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
But I bet you don't know what a fascinating life he has led. His name is Eric Braeden, though his real name is a little harder to pronounce. He was born in Germany in 1941, and when he was just 4, he survived the sinking of a German military transport ship by a Russian submarine. He came to the U.S. in the 50s and went to the University of Montana. Then he started acting in TV westerns and stuff like that. In 1958, he won the German national team championship in track and field in discus, shot put, and javelin.
Wow.
Come on.
In 1973, he played soccer with the Jewish American Soccer Club and won the Challenge Cup, which is an annual international tournament. He didn't get into soaps until 1980. And one last thing, his son created the film Den of Thieves with Gerard Butler.
Well, that is a life well lived.
Yeah.
Got a lot done there.
And I think he also played someone in the movie Titanic. Didn't he? Who did he play? One of the Astors? One of the rich people that stayed
I'm
behind.
going to tell you, I didn't think you'd be the guy who would come in.
Wow.
Thank you,
Confirm that.
Lothar.
Probably the last
He's
guy I
deep.
expected to be a Titanic fan.
It goes deep with
Boy.
Lothar. He's got a lot of layers. There we go.
Man, we are pulling your heavy metal cred right now. Number 2, in a little while, we're talking to the guys from Impractical Jokers. Here are a few moments from their past seasons.
Oh, babe, I almost forgot the pretzels. I'll go get them. Babe, sourdough?
Sure. Quit the dabbing, you're 42.
Babe,
Yeah.
I'll get the bread.
Okay. Oh. Enough with the dabbing.
Is there a Don? Donde El Baño? Donde El Baño? No.
Oh, I thought I was gonna get him.
No.
Good, Merv. Good job, buddy.
Is it?
You got him.
Is there a Prakash in Deep Doo-Doo?
All right. That got him. Number 2, we'll talk with Murray Q coming up at 9:45.
All right, number 1, we're going to play a song that basically everyone knows, but I bet most people cannot name the group that is performing it or where they're from. And do we ever remember this video of the song? Despite all this, it's one of the biggest hits of all time. We'll see if Larry knows. He usually knows this stuff.
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, yeah, it's Technotronic. Pop Up the Jam. Technotronic was like 1990, wasn't it?
Well, we said it right there.
Well, what are you asking me?
I don't know what I'm asking you, because we gave the answer away right there.
I don't remember this video.
What was the question?
I don't remember what the question was.
Pump it up a little more, get the party going on
People don't know who sings it, maybe?
The name
I
of the
think I knew
song?
it was What did you say? Oh, people don't know that they're from Belgium.
Ah, that's a little twist.
I don't expect this kind of thing from Belgium.
No, yeah. No accent.
That is a jam, though. Was this pre your DJing days, or were you playing a lot of this?
Do you need to ask that question?
I don't know. Was this big in your playlist?
1990?
90? Yeah.
87.
1990?
Came out in 87.
I don't know.
How old? Yeah,
I don't
you
know
were,
how old you are anymore. I mean, it's all blending together for me.
I gotta believe you're like 6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
So you didn't play this one. Oh.
Boy, that's even sadder, isn't
What
it?
about Mel Torme? Did you play any Mel Torme? What about Dion and the Belmonts? Did you play them? No.
Did you play that
Count
song?
Basie? Did you play Count Basie?
Oh, my God. The Big Bopper? That's the 9 at 9. Oh, God.
Give me 9, give me 9. Now here's your 9 at 9.